Who did you sign with? Sony?
Sony.
That has to do with the guy from Toledo too?
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah, Joe, yeah.
I'm really close with Joe, my husband and I. Like, my husband's an A&R for NCMG. So Joe is NCMG. It's a sector of Sony.
Yeah.
Do you know him?
Me and him are always talking about certain things, and I'm telling him to sponsor my podcast, and then he's always trying to like push me to do like maybe more bigger businesses and stuff like that. But
yeah,
like he wants me to, like he said that maybe I should charge people and stuff, but I want to find sponsors so I don't have to charge nobody, so I can have on whoever I want, and I don't let someone else dictate who comes here.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that angle too.
Yeah, because if I say pay, I can find 10. There's gonna be like 10 artists that wants me to pay, $100, $200, $300.
Yeah, and then it just turns into everybody like.
And then
it's like one of those showcases with like 50 rappers, like.
They dictate who I have on, and I want to have on different people. One day I want to have a young kid on. One day I want to have a local football player. One day I want to have you on. One day I want to have, you know what I mean? Different. I want it to be like, I want to learn a whole bunch of different things from different people. I don't want it to be just.
Like, what do you feel like is your angle? Is it mostly learning, like just meeting different people and just learning about things?
Yeah, and I think.
Because the listeners always have some type of advantage because people listen to you and they love listening. So it's like, you have to know and find out, like if you don't already know, like what's the thing that they come here for, like what is it that they get from my viewers. Maybe you're able to, like, because you talk about yourself and things you've been through, like people are comfortable to just sit here and be like, like, and then being from the same place, do you have like a lot of Toledo people?
A lot of people like that. That's mainly who watch me. It's just people from Toledo.
Okay, yeah.
And then I kind of like, I don't even know I don't know what this was in the beginning. I was just wanted to sit down and just, at first it was I told my prison story. And then the second episode, I think I told my my love story. Yeah. And then eventually I wanted to have guests on. So I had my nephew on and this other guy, and I started interviewing people. And after that, I was just like, something told me just give the floor to the guests, help people promote their stuff, help like young people. When I was younger, I seen that nobody was helping me like what I wanted to do. So now if I see a local artist and I see him trying, I gotta see them trying though. For me to reach out to you, I gotta see a bunch of stuff on online or something, so to give me spark, because I work a lot, and I gotta see something to, like, by you reaching out to me, then that's when I got to see, what I'm saying?
Like, I'm working, like, okay, she's somebody who's working, because you'll notice if somebody is busy or not, and I understand what you're saying, like, that's who, you don't want to come on, because at the end of the day, that's who would prove to be more worth it. I hate to say it that way, but in all reality, like, you're in the business of entertainment. So even though we want to bring a positive message, like, it's always purposeful, from my angle now, like the way that like me and my husband have our mind states at going at things right now, definitely there's a purpose to it. But yeah, it's all about giving back, because I feel the same way, except for I don't feel like nobody helped me. I feel more like, which that's true in some departments, like I'm a real positive person, like I'm like crazy positive, like that's what's wrong with me, but it's actually right, so it's working, you know what I mean? Like that's what is a thing with me, like I'm just super positive. So just the same way how you feel like you have memories of Toledo, Ohio, like I feel like I have the same memories, because I live in Florida now, in a suburb of Tampa.
Okay.
In Riverview. Have you heard of Riverview?
Yeah, I mean, I know where Tampa. I've been to Tampa, to Clearwater, to all them little spots right there.
That's my beach. Yeah. I'm a housewife. That's my beach, though. I go to Clearwater.
That's nice, huh?
Like, it's so many sides of me. That's why I had to let go of trap music, because it's so not reflective of my real life. It's kind of hard to, like, even, like, things have to be genuine for stuff to flow. And I've been doing business for years. Like, I know business pretty well, just like entrepreneurship. And it comes down to, like, you just have to get started. And that's what you have going on. Like, you already got started and you was like, I don't know which way it's going to go, but things built themselves. Like, people come to me sometimes and they're like, I don't know how, like, even, I don't want to brag on myself, but like industry people, they're like, you're very developed. Like, and like another artist might sit there and wonder, like, how is you so developed? How do you have this or that? Like, it's just a long time coming. It's about just going ahead and getting started. And then things will become what they are and what they're meant to be. Like, They think we got it all figured out. Like, it'll look like you got it all figured out. Maybe. I don't feel like I do. You know, but you get compliments and stuff. So it's the journey that we are on.
Yeah, that's dope. We're going to have to use this. Like, we're going to probably have to use a lot of that.
Oh, I didn't know it was till a test cut.
Yeah, but no, it's good. It's good.
Like when I do it my way. Cute little fit on the highway. He break me off every Friday. His hoes do what I say. He likes it my way. I love when he
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Big Yogi'Z Garage. Today I have Anni Loc. What's up, Annie?
Hello.
Nice to meet you. Thank you very much for joining me on Big Yogi'Z Garage. And I wanted you on because, you know, you reached out to me and you told me that you're an artist. Tell me a little bit about your music. Tell me a little bit about what you do.
Okay, sure. My name is Anni Loc. I go by Anni Loc. That's ANNILOC. And it is AnniLoc.com. That's my website where you just find things about me and you can learn more about me and that type of thing. But basically, I'm a multifaceted individual. I have a lot of things going on. Like, the main thing I'm known for is my music at this time.
Mm-hmm. And you're a sign artist?
I signed to Sony.
Okay.
Distribution only.
Okay.
I love being independent. I don't really want a label over me. To me, it's a little scary just because there's so many stories out there. And I've been doing music so long, I don't glamorize the industry. Like, I don't glamorize, I got to deal, $500,000. Like, I just don't glamorize like certain things just in comparison to a stack of money. Okay. So
can you tell me the difference between independent artists and what you're saying? What is that? What did you say? They distribution only. What does that mean?
When you're signed with a label, you sometimes sign over your name. So that means
all your rights, basically.
Yeah, that would be like, okay, say you're Big Yogi and you like to go by Big Yogi. What if Anni Loc wanted to sign you and I'm like, all right, come here, Big Yogi. Now you signed the paper. You can't even move to the left and do what you want to do with your name. You know, you can't wiggle how you want to. And then sometimes people get really controlling. Then when it comes to contracts, people get like crazy sometimes.
So
like, it's a little creepy for me. Like,
what is this distribution only? That's only they're only in charge of pushing your music out. So
yeah, distribution is just when you look at who published the song. Basically, I have been doing mine independently. Like, you will see that it says like AnniLoc.com Entertainment published Veracity. That's one of my albums. And then the other one, The Princess Diaries from 2022. And then my single is the only thing that's been through Sony distribution. So if you are happy to be listening to my music and you kind of look at it, you'll see at the bottom, like, of any artist, Snoop Dogg, you know, Miley Cyrus. If you look at the bottom, it's just your distribution is who put it out for you. So like, doing it independently, you pay for it yourself. So distribution wise, they have that type of thing covered, but I'm not into signing much more. I'm taking my time a lot, I guess, because you know what God has for me is for me, and I feel like all of my eggs in the basket of music is not it, but it's something that I'll never let go. Like, I'm not gonna stop doing it.
And what else do you do? What besides music? You said you do a bunch of different things. Can you tell us a little bit about all the stuff that you do? Yeah. Do you do like fashion and all that kind of stuff? Clothing?
I love fashion, but I'm a professionally trained model.
Oh, are you?
And actress through John Casablanca Centers. So I'm signed with their agency, TMT. It's a national modeling agency for like acting and stuff.
There's like a horn back there.
It sure is. I hope it's not mine.
No, your car would be back there somewhere.
Right.
I'm sorry about that.
Shut up.
Some people. Maybe we should just pause it for a little bit. Yeah. We good? All right, we had to stop for a second because that horn and stuff. But all right, so tell me, like, what else? Yeah, I was talking about fashion, and then you said you love fashion, but what else do you do, like, besides music?
Where can I start? In entertainment, I do movies.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I said, I'm a professional
You say you're an actress.
trained actress. Yeah, like, I gotta say professionally trained, because like a couple years ago they were fighting over that out in Hollywood, like, because the reality stars started getting booked for like the roles that the trained actors. So it was like, oh, I'm trained. So yeah, I'm one of them, but I'm not one of them. Like, I don't judge people for being. How you get your shine is how you get your shine. You know, I respect it all. Yeah. I do. But I'm in a Tubi movie or two.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I remember like Joe posting that, like something like he's like everybody should like look you up and stuff. That's how I kind of first like started like looking you up. I seen something he was posting, and then you had I don't know, you had reached out to me, and then we were supposed to already do this interview, but then something happened. Okay, tell me, because you don't even live around here, so tell me like where are you from, and like where like you from Toledo?
So I'm from Toledo. I live in Florida now. I've been living in Florida for about 5 years. But it's been like a lot of traveling the past 2 years, you know, because like my granny got sick. She had cancer down in Alabama. So I was there for like a year. So it's just been kind of strange being like away from the city, but it's not strange. It just makes you appreciate Toledo. Like it feels good pulling back up in here. It feels like you can do anything. It reminds you of who you are. Like it's like being a small fish in a big sea everywhere else, because you just don't know a lot of stuff. This is always gonna be home for me. But I pretty much I'm an Army brat.
Okay.
My parents met on a military base. Oh yeah, I'm always wearing the Army stuff.
Okay,
Definitely.
so your parents met at a military base.
Yep, my parents met in the military. I was born on a military base, Fort Lewis, Washington.
Okay.
Yep, so my dad was from Brooklyn. My mom was from Toledo, Ohio. So she's actually from Swanton, like.
Okay.
And they decided to come back here and settle here. And everybody was like, why? But yeah, they came back and settled here. But I lived a lot of places. St. Louis, we're talking Tacoma, Washington. We lived in Tennessee. We were stationed in Kentucky. We were stationed in Germany. And Toledo was the most, like the longest. Like when they really tried to settle down, like I was like junior high in Jones. I went to Libby High School. I went to Bowser. And Toledo is rough. But it's a beautiful place at the same time. I feel like it's an all-American city. Like I was raised very like, you know, like clean with good parents and that type of thing. But of course, the inner city is the inner city. So, I mean, I've seen my share of things. Even my name, like I didn't give myself this name. My name came because I was at my friend's house. And like her uncles are rapping and stuff. So one day I came, I'm a little girl, I'm like 12. I came and I had like wrote a rap. I heard them rapping, so I'm like, I can do that. So I wrote a rap, and I would just take this rap everywhere. So it's like, it would be cool. Like when it was never girls doing it. Like all the girls like to rap now, but the girls weren't doing it back then. So it would be like every time the boys get together, or I see like people, it was always guys. Like every time I see them get together, I'm gonna jump in the circle. And it's like one day I did it, and it was just so unexpected that they just started calling like these gangbangers and stuff. So I'm coming in with their nieces or whatever, and they're like, Anni Loc, stay in school, Anni Loc, keeping them books, Anni Loc. Like,
so that's how your name started. Your name.
That's why it's so hard for me to let it go. Like when people try to, which I don't hear it often, but sometimes people come from left field and they'll be like, "That's gang, right? That's gang," and I'm like, well. It's from the neighborhood where I'm from. Like, you know, my family is blood. Like, actually, that stuff don't even matter to me. Like, if it was too tight on my radar, then I would change it. I'll be like.
Yeah, but you don't live that life.
Hey, yeah, I'll change it.
You didn't even live that life.
No problem. Like, I'm not gonna fight you.
Yeah, you didn't even live that life back then. Somebody gave the gangsters gave it to you for just rapping. It's not like you were gang banging with them, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, and you've never lived that life afterwards, so. You just use that as your stage name, right? As your artist name?
Yep. I mean, I went through some heavy things, like, and I like to touch on it because being from the city, I feel like Toledo is the same as a lot of cities in America. And as Americans, we like to lie to ourselves about America. We act like everything is perfect. We act like, you know, everybody's just supposed to have, and that's not true about this country. Like some people are have-nots. Like it's kids here starving. There's people here being trafficked, kids. Like there's horrible things happening as well as great things. But it's like I like to always let it be known, like I am a survivor of trafficking, human trafficking. Absolutely.
That's a big thing here in Toledo.
Yeah.
I guess like because the way 75 passes by and stuff, a lot of so like tell me a little bit about that if you're willing to.
I sure will.
You're from Toledo, that started here in Toledo?
Started in Toledo.
Okay.
Definitely.
So tell us a little bit about that if you're more than willing to.
I can. I was 16 years old, and I had met somebody that I used to like just skip school, you know, at the age where you're skipping school and kind of like going around. I had like going with a boy to skip school, and he took me to his friend's house, and like that became my new place to skip school at. But you know, as a young girl, you're not paying attention. Like the friend is a little too overly fresh probably or whatever. But one day he's like, I actually have a book about it. So long story short, trafficking can fall under so many different scenarios. There could be the kidnapping type, like, or somebody locked you somewhere, or you were drugged up, or just a matter of a boyfriend doing something he's not supposed to be doing, like trying to, you know, like letting others, you know, like this is real stuff. It's kind of hard to talk about.
Yeah.
In general, like
Of
for
course.
me it's not, but I understand like the thickness of the subject matter, which is like, I feel like I can handle it. You know what I mean? God doesn't put too much on us that we can handle, and it's my choice whether I talk about it or not.
Yeah,
I
of
have
course.
1,000 things I can talk about, but definitely with my situation, it was a person who was overly, just because I'm telling y'all things can be different. They're all different. Every case is different. I think that's where people get confused too. Every case.
This is one individual case.
Yeah.
And this is your story.
Yeah, this is a person who became like obsessive with me and like didn't want me to like look at anybody, don't talk to anybody, don't go near anybody, like don't leave the house at one point, you know, for a long period of time. I was like just solitude by myself in a house, like locked in a room. And I'll tell you what, I don't want this to go all sad, like I don't want y'all to get upset or nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I could tell you an incident, a scenario in Toledo, because I could tell you a scenario in Toledo. Now this is after a lot of beatings. This is after taking me out of town and me realizing like nobody is going to save you and all of that. One day I was in the room, like there's like a mattress there. He used to like just bring me food. It was just very crazy. Like he used to just bring food to the door or whatever. And like I wouldn't eat the food. You know, I did not want to be there. It was so weird. Like I don't want to be here. So one day he like comes to the house and he told me, don't open this door. So he leaves out. This is like when we first got to Toledo, to like try to teach me like to not leave or whatever. Like he's like, don't leave, don't open this door. And when he went out, I listened for him to leave. I'm thinking like, who the fuck you think I am? I ain't gonna open the fucking door. You know, like, cause people don't imagine it like this. They think that, oh, you gotta be stupid. You let a person do this. You gotta be dumb. You let, it don't go like that. Like really, this could have happened to you, sis. And that's how I think. And that's why I don't like talk about it casually. I'll talk about it on like things like this. You know what I'm saying? And I have, so it's not brand new.
Okay.
But like, so he leaves. I'm like, who the hell you think I am? I'm not gonna open this door. Don't open the door. I'm leaving as soon as you get up out of here. So I hear him go out the door, and I kind of like am scared to death. Like there's all this anxiety and stuff. So I'm like peeking out and like going across the hall to peek out the door. And he would just do little things, like basically didn't leave for real. So we can end it at that. You understand what I'm saying? Like a lot of mind games and stuff.
Yeah,
like
he
that.
would wait around to see if you're gonna open the door.
Yep. So then it's like, why didn't you do it the next time? Well, what happened last time? You know.
Yeah, a lot of manipulation, a lot of stuff like that. Yeah. So he had you like you were that young and you were stuck like with him. And then how come your parents are army people and that you didn't tell them, or they didn't know, or what happened?
See, my mom and I don't have a great relationship, and I'll leave her out of it for the sake of that, because I feel like everybody can understand what that means.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then my dad, at that time, he had spun out onto drugs. He was using, definitely.
So you were just like kind of fending for yourself at that time.
Yep.
And that's
I feel like all my sisters, they all say we had like we all have different stories. Like one of them was in college at the time, and we all kind of like just had a rough few years, but like that's pretty crazy.
So so how did you get out of that situation? What was the way out? It's like what if a little young girl that's watching this and it's in a situation like that, what how did you get out, at least? Because you can't, like you said, every situation is different, but how did you wake up to get out of that situation?
I mean, I would give better advice than what I had going on.
Yeah, give the better advice.
I will give the better advice. I was rescued in Miami, and they sent me like on a free trip back here, like just because I was like lost and wandering. It didn't work out for him. He tried to like prostitute me down there, like to keep it honest. Like he tried to put me on the street down there, and it was just. So
from Toledo, you ended up going all the way to Miami with him?
Yeah.
Like he had you like going to like different hotels and stuff like that, or what?
He had other girls too, and that's why I tell you it was like an obsessive type of thing. Because, and that's why I also like to mention that trafficking happens in different kinds of ways. So like a person really cannot keep you as a slave. That's trafficking.
Yeah,
So yeah, we went to Atlanta. We went to like Miami, and it would be like, don't leave this hotel room. And then like one day I tried to like peek. I just wanted to peek out the window. You know, you're gonna go out the door, but if you're scared to death to go out the door, you're kind of gonna tread lightly. So I peeked to look out the window. The phone rings. I jump out of my body. I'm so scared. Like it scared the death out of me when I touched that curtain and that phone rang. He goes, my partner said that you leave them curtains alone. Basically, that's what he said.
Damn.
Creepy stuff. You hear me? Like
watching the curtain.
Yeah, like it's not even a joke, not even a game, not even something to bring up in a room of people that's playing about the subject, because it's not something to even joke about.
Yeah,
it's pretty scary. It was pretty scary. But
so you're in Florida, and then what happened? How did you get safe? Like, did you reach out to somebody, or somebody reach out to you?
I was wandering in Little Haiti on the street, and an officer kind of like approached me. He rescued me basically. Like he put me in the car and everything, and I was like, let him take me to like a child. They took me to a group home for kids.
How old were you at this time?
I was 17 then, and they took me to a group home. The incident, they took me to a group home, and it was like the kids there, I just could tell that like I had been through something different. Like I could tell that like I just didn't feel like the rest of the kids. They were like trying to see if I was suicidal and just trying to find out all these things. And like they got even more protocol now, because this is back before they had like all the laws. Like something like that would never happen right now. I can almost guarantee it, just the way that things were going. Like there's a lot of alerts and a lot of classes that you have to go to learn trafficking, like stylist. I'm a stylist. I braid hair. When I went to hair school at Paul Mitchell, we had like a little section about human trafficking. When you go to different things now, they teach you about it. When you go to the airport, I'm looking at signs. Like nobody's really paying that attention, but if you saw something strange, you probably would pay a little more attention. So as far as advice that I would give a girl would be talk to other people, because that's the main thing they do, is try to like make you not talk to other people.
Oh, you mean at the group home and stuff?
No, as far as trying to get away.
Oh, to
get
away.
I lost you.
No,
Like
yeah.
if I wanted to give advice to a female, like how to
talk to people.
Yeah, talk to people. Don't be afraid
because they try to manipulate you to tell you not to.
Definitely.
Okay, that's the advice you give to girls. Okay, and then how about the group, when you said, because we started talking about the group home, and then I was kind of stuck there. But you told me that at the group home they weren't doing things right or something.
No, I was just reflecting on how I felt like the children were very insensitive to whatever. They don't know what I went through, but it was like I felt made fun of because they had me on like a suicide watch or something for some reason. Okay. So it was like,
so what kind of,
it's a strange little experience. Like the kids are out there like, what? Who's on Cold Blue? Ah!
So what kind of advice do you give to people that run those kind of? What kind of advice do you give to people that run those kind of centers to help girls break out of this stuff? Mook actually is like he helps young ladies with this kind of stuff. I don't know exactly what he does, but I know that Mook, you help people like that, right?
Yes, I'm a supervisor of a group home.
Yeah, so what kind of advice do you give to like the people at the top? So make sure that when these girls come in, that we can help them a little better, so they don't feel the way you felt. You said people were
would
making
say-
fun of you and stuff.
Well, of course. I would say that's a good question. I feel like it's one I already thought of before, but you know.
It's just that because when you said that to me, it triggered something like, man, we need to make sure that these places are safer for these women so they can actually get better and not have to ever tell a story where when I did go to the group home, these kids were making fun of me, these people didn't understand this, that. So like, you know, and then when you told me that, it made me think Mook's right here, he just got a job, you know, at one of these centers that helps women. I think it's teenage women, right?
Yeah, teenagers.
Yeah, I hate bullying. Like I hate bullying on all levels.
So that's
I just don't like
so that's
bullying.
a good advice.
Yeah, like definitely be sensitive to each other. But the piece of advice, I have thought of this before, and that's probably where I was searching for just now.
I was trying to talk to let you think.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
Stay out of contact with that person and people affiliated with him. That's the number one thing that is going to help their situation. Being in contact with that person. If you can't get them to cut contact, then that's the big problem right there. Like, and a person like that is persistent anyway. Very persistent.
And they're gonna try to keep hit you up on Facebook or hit you up on social media.
Other angles. There's gang activity and related and involved. There's other young females that might be the one to pick up and make the call, because that happened to me the day I got rescued. He had one of his girls call me. She's a 32-year-old Spanish woman and young lady, and she's like, called and asked for me, and my mom simply just gave me the phone. And it was like back in contact in that way. So it's like when somebody is being really nice to you, if you're kind of on your own in this world, like these young girls, that's what's going on. Like, this person is always here for me. How can you tell me something when that's the person, you know? So you really got to separate them from that and become that, I would say.
Dang.
That's what a group home would have to do. And yeah, we still got work to do to get to that level.
Yeah.
With a lot of group homes and things.
Yeah, because when you said that to me, I'm like, man, she got saved and then she didn't feel. So that's why I was stuck on that. I was like, man, we need to do better, all of us, all around, to make sure that anybody that goes through these situations, that they get the right help to help you 100%. So that's some good advice. You said that keep away from try to do anything to keep that guy or that group of people away from the victim.
Definitely.
Is that what they're called, victim? Because
they are called victims. They say that we didn't know we were victims, or they don't know that they're victims a lot of the times. And that's true, because you're so cocky with things like because the way that the abuse is happening is in a gang type of situation, like just how you see a man on a movie, like he might be storming the room and he might, you know, be in charge of all these guys, these gang members. It's the same, like they treat the girls the same way.
Yeah. So what's the biggest thing you learned through that part of your life? And because like right now you're Anni Loc, you got all this stuff going on, but I think that everything that happens to us taught us a lesson to create the woman that I'm sitting here with. What lesson did you get out of that?
A lot of lessons, like so many. Some that I wish I didn't get. Like I'm very distant from people. Like I don't deal with a lot of people. I keep my circle real tight, which that is a good thing. But sometimes it's kind of like antisocially.
Yeah.
But
it's good and bad at the same time.
Yeah, but we gotta take the good with the bad. Like it doesn't hurt.
But maybe that's a good lesson, you know, because then you won't fall into them situations.
True.
What other things did you learn? Trusting people. Did it give you trust issues with guys and stuff like that, or no?
If it did, I don't really remember that too much. Like it was a lot of healing that came along with the situation. Like I did time in prison in connection with that, because I moved on and ended up getting re-victimized, but it was in a different kind of way. It was like I knew the business. That's what happened. I knew the business because he was like forcing me to run his girls and stuff like that, and I just wasn't allowed to go anywhere ever. Like I heard him tell somebody one day, she's not free. She can't go to the movies with you. He was talking to my stylist, like the girl that come do our hair. He's like, well, I wanted her to come with me. And I heard him tell her, like, she's not free. So I think back to that a lot. And it's just like that's crazy that slavery that's really what's going on. Like, she's not free. Yeah. But that's what was going on.
Like either she has to pay him. Is that what, or she's not free? You're not a free person to be doing anything.
She's not free to go to a family reunion. I miss birthday parties. That's what I mean. Like, you're not basically being even treated like a human being, you know? So
straight slave, like you're not free. That's
absolutely
crazy. Yeah, I was thinking like, no, you can pay me and you can take her with you.
No, he wasn't doing it. He was like, no, she cannot go. I just had to do pretty much everything for him. So
how did you get
out of that? When I did get rescued, I started dancing right away, and then I had my boyfriend. That was my boyfriend for some years, and he and I had a business doing like running escorts. He was abusive. That's why I say re-victimized, but I don't want to put him in that type of light because like what I went through was very serious. But we did end up getting in trouble just because one of the other girls that came into our organization was a minor. And I went to prison for that.
But you guys are trying to do more of a legit business or like on the side type shit?
You can't really call it legit because it's like escorting and things.
Okay.
So the judge told me, like, when you are in that business, you need to know who you're dealing with. That's what he said to my face. And I was just like, wow. Like, it's not like she told you that she lied. Am I really in trouble? And yeah, you are. So that sat me down, and like, I don't go touch nothing in that lifestyle at all. Yeah. Amen. Like, no.
That's good. I asked you that because when I was younger, I remember people was like, I'm just an escort. I go on dates with these guys. I don't do nothing. Like some girls that I knew, they said they were escorts, but they would explain to me that an escort is just going on a date with the rich guy, like going out to dinner and making act like you're his girlfriend, but then you don't have to sleep with him. You just go home and he goes home. And I was like, damn, I thought it was like a legit, but I don't know. I didn't know escort actually does have sex and all that stuff, or some of them, or.
I feel like eventually you would, yes. Like you can start off, it ain't even like a matter of time. It's just like you can definitely do it without having sex, but it's like you're gonna get raped. You're going to run into bad things. Like I just wouldn't advise the lifestyle at all. Yeah. But when somebody's saying that they go and do it and they don't end up having sex, if you're asking me if that's true, yeah.
Oh, that is true.
They can do that.
Yeah.
Men do that. They pay and they're like, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, they just want to go on a date. They want to go like hang out with someone or something. And then so you guys started that, and both you guys ended up going to jail for that, or just you? Did you take all the blame?
They were doing sex for sure. We both went. I was a co-defendant, and we both went to prison. I ended up doing 2 years, about 2 years on house arrest because there was a pre-trial. Like, and the federal pre-trial is a long time. So
so the whole time you think you feel like you're in jail.
Yeah, I couldn't go to the store. Like that thing would start beeping, and the store was across the street.
Yeah, that pre-trial. I did that when I went to prison too, and I had to do like a pre-trial for like 15 months, and that whole time I felt like I was locked up.
That might have been what they did to me. 15 months. It feels about right. Almost 2 years. Probably 17 months for me. I don't know.
Yeah. So then you ended up going to a prison, and then how was that?
The prison experience was something that changed my life.
Oh, did it?
It changed my life.
Okay,
it gave me a chance to sit. It gave me a chance to get used to human beings again, especially women. Like I feel so different from women at this point. Like I don't want to relate to you anyway. Like it felt really awkward around people, and then I found out I have social anxiety. So I didn't even know that like these are things I'm dealing with. I don't know if it came from that or like if I was already dealing with it. But like they already said I had ADHD, and like I mentioned this just to inspire. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just the truth. I feel like there's nothing wrong with the truth. You know what I'm saying? Everything ain't for everybody to be told, but
absolutely.
Yeah, I was already ADHD, and I learned that I had social anxiety, and then there's like obsessive compulsive disorder. Yeah. So that's something that people have to live with. And people think it's just all about being clean. Like, no, I'm really irritated if it's not to my liking or whatever.
And how old were you into jail?
After the 2 years of pretrial, I went to prison at 24. I think I was 24.
Yeah.
And I got out. Yeah, I started the situation at about 23 or 24. Ended up getting out in 2014.
Okay, and then what did prison teach you? You said it changed your life and it helped you. Like, what was all the lessons you learned through that process?
Just observing the different type of people, like just observing people interacting with each other in a normal way, like getting back to like talking to my family again, like all that type of stuff. Because I had been trained to be so antisocial, like I'm already like just always just going at that point. So when I went to prison, it was like, stop. Like you would get so irritated being in a cell, just like there's nothing you can do but get so irritated inside until it just goes away. Like, and then you just got this calmness, like read a book. Because I don't really deal with people too much. You know, they used to want me to get up, like, why are you sleeping? But I mean, I just like to work out. I like did a bunch of planning for when I go into the world again. And I very much realized that this is a situation I just almost lost my life to. And I mean that in terms of prison. I could have lost my life to prison. We talking mandatories and federal. We're talking like they just happened to take care about knowing, they knew my past. Like the trafficking incident that had happened before kind of saved me because they knew those people. That was a crime ring. That was a national like situation that was going on, and I was one of the girls. So they knew me. The feds and stuff knew me, and it's like I just realized very much like this is real serious. I would never want to spend my years of my life in a place I don't want to be, let alone a cell. Like I'm real big on that. Like I love life. I'm where I want to be. You know, that's why I live in Florida now. It's like if I want to go to the beach tomorrow, I'll be at the beach. Like I'm really big on just being free.
Yeah, that's so awesome. A lot of the stuff that you're saying, it reminds me of myself. When I went to prison for 3 years, and I prepared myself so when I get out, because I thought in there, like I was thinking like, man, I believe in God now, but like back then I really didn't believe in it. I was just thinking like, God was trying to show me, and then finally God was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna go sit your ass down in prison so you can think about what you're doing. You know what I mean?
So did you meet somebody there who was like into God or like
no?
clergy or something?
I started learning about God just a few like months ago. Like my wife was going to church, I started following her, and then I started learning more about Jesus Christ and stuff like that. But like and okay, when you went to prison, did you realize that not everyone is bad? Like when I went to prison, I realized I'll hear you always think like you don't want to go to prison and people are gonna fight you and rape you but when I got there, I met some of the greatest dudes ever in prison. Did you meet any good women that kind of guided you and stuff like that?
Yes.
Huh?
That is exactly what happens in prison. Probably not for everybody, because you do have to either know how to move or learn how to move. Like one of my first lessons was like, okay, just don't talk too much. Because I don't even talk too much anyway, but I had to learn that there because it was like some things going on. And then I get in the lunchroom and I heard it mentioned and I was like, yeah, this person and that person, they be making this and that. Like I know something and I learned like, you know what, you don't want to be in no mess in here. You end up losing time. You end up getting more time. Like you can go to jail inside of jail. So to me, that was a big thing, was like to stay out of trouble, to stay out of mess, because you can end up here longer if you have a fight or something. Yeah,
because a lot of people don't know, once you get in the feds, they give you your good time. But if you get into a fight or argument, you can lose your good time.
Yep, that's how that goes.
Yeah. So like I had that. I could have got out and it was like 37 months, but if I kept my good time, I got out in 31 months. And I guess what? I got out in 31 months.
That's right.
I never got in no trouble. Did you get in any trouble?
No trouble, but I did end up sitting in the shoe. Like they didn't give me a shot. Like they didn't shot me up. I had some incidents because a girl stole from me and I just got so mad. Like, but they, it was like a very surprising crowd of people. I was in an immigration camp. So I met like people of like a lot of Spanish people.
Yeah, I was there too.
And I speak Spanish too.
You do?
Yeah.
Wow, I went to a geo immigration prison for 3 years, a geo camp. It was just like you said, an immigration camp.
Well, I was in Connecticut. You heard of Danbury?
Yeah, I mean I've heard of that. Yeah, but
there. And then I flew on a plane. Like they put you on a plane in handcuffs. I've been through all that type of experience. Like it's been a crazy life. Like
why were you in immigration? Why were you in immigration though? You're into American citizen, or
I am.
So why'd they had you there? Do you know?
I think with the women's prison, they just group them up a little bit. They had us grouped up, and it just happened to be like some of the centers will be like it happens to be a medical center, or this one is a immigration. So like you'll have a lot of immigration people there. But I met like a lot of people, and I was very surprised to see like even people's grandmas are there. Like now repeat offenders, I'm sorry, like I don't know what's going on, but like even the crimes that they commit when you're in the feds, like a lot of it is money crimes. A lot of it is white collar. That's what I ran into. I did have some bunkie that was like a killer. Oh, you did? But she was the nicest old little white lady.
Oh my God.
Miss Barbara, she was like, she murdered her. She was like, anyway.
There was one guy that he told me he stole $3 million from Home Depot, like online, like just typing, and he got like $3 million to transfer from one account to another account. And he's like, and guess what? I was like, well, he's like, they've never found the money. And they only give him 6 years.
Wow.
So he's like, when I get out, I was like, what are you gonna do when you get out? He's like, I don't know, they never found the money. I was like, dude, that's crazy.
See, I learned a lot of scams there too, like legit scams, like just from conversation, like tell me this, tell me that. But I never tried to use it. I would never try to take something from prison. I think that was a smart thing for me to like not take the bad things. I kind of took the good things. I had a prison mom. I had a jail mom, Jean Brown. And she's like this big, oh my God, drug dealer from Miami. And every day I ate with her at breakfast, everything. Like she's like, got these big fake boobs. And you know, we're all in prison uniform. But all these women, they got butt shots and they all in there working out. I met a lot of people. I was really good friends with like this little scammer girl. But, well, no, was she a scammer? She said she was trying to sell some drugs and it ain't work out. You know, if you're in Washington, D.C., all of that stuff is federal. So like all of them go to the feds.
Okay.
So it's like when you see the wild crowd, it's like the DC people. Because everybody else is kind of like, damn, I got caught. Or like it was just a very unfortunate incident in life. Most of the time it is. Like you could write a hellified book about the stories that people have of why they're there. Like listen to my story. It's not isolated. Like I feel like everybody has such, it ain't as deep, but you know, a lot of them are equally as deep. You know, I had one young lady, well, she was older than me at the time, but she definitely was bringing people on a boat from Cuba, and the people died. Oh, shoot. I'm from Cuba. I'm Cuban. So have you heard of that? Like they come over on the water and stuff? The people did not make it off this boat, and they caught her. She was running the operation. Yeah, they would get like jet boats and then go and get people and come back. Right. So if you're not evil, imagine how that would feel like sitting in prison. Like that's a lot of reflection you do in that place. So yeah, I just thought about business. Like I asked Jean Brown about everything business, and she told me like everything I got out. I looked her up, everything she said, because some people didn't believe her, but I don't get into all that. Like, you try to go look to see if it's true and see if she's actually telling you the truth. And she was. She was. Definitely. Yeah, I had a lot of good mentors, a lot of people. A lot of guys that, and then always the one that would come up to me and be like, "Hey, don't hang out with that guy. He's bad." Usually that's the bad guy, and the guy he's telling me to hang out with was the good guy. Right. Like every time. Why do you have to say something? And like, time will show itself. Like people will show themselves who they are. Time will tell. You give somebody enough time, and they'll show you who they are. For sure. They don't even got to tell you. They'll just show you. So okay, so then you finally got out of prison, and how did you? What was your first thing? How did you get back on your feet? What did you learn in prison to get you going? What was the business? How did you do it? Okay, I found a book in prison. I forgot who wrote it, but this book is called "How to Publish Your Own Magazine, Newspaper, or coupon magazine. Like it was like a long title, like how to publish your own stuff. So I kind of like took that book. I was like reading it. When I got out, I looked it up at the library and I started to dress the part like an advertising agent. And because at first the probation was like really nasty to me and like trying to pretend like my pee was dirty and trying to act like, did you find a job? And I'm thinking like, I never really worked a job for real. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, so they're like, did you find a job and all of this stuff? So I like worked at a pizza place for a little while. But once I started doing my advertising with the magazine, Coupons and Classifieds Toledo, you might have seen it. It had Toledo in yellow at the top.
Yeah.
I'm the publisher of that magazine.
Oh, so you started that here in Toledo?
I started it here. It ran for 1 year because I just stopped. And like, I just stopped. You know, I have a family and stuff. Like, I kind of do what I want to do. But I was doing that and it made nice money. Like, that's when I learned advertising like we were talking about.
And so okay, tell me exactly what you did because I want to know. You got out and then you started this magazine. What was the magazine? You just explained it to me, but what did it do?
It's a coupon magazine.
Oh, coupon magazine, okay.
Yep, so nothing was in it. I have horoscopes and articles like highlighting people in the city. Like at the time, one of my best friends from high school, excuse me, she had just went out to California and she had won the next top nail tech or something like that. They had some reality show out there, but basically like I kind of like just took who I knew, like who can I throw in the pages, because it's really all about the advertisings, the coupons that I'm gonna put in here, because that's who's paying me. So I'm like, what can I do to juice this up? Like, so I just started going to little small business owners, like, can you be my spotlight of the month? Okay, cool, I'll use you. And then I would do like the horoscopes, and then I would just make a mock page. Like, say if I wanted you to get an advertising space, I would really like do the graphics of that page, how it would look, like really manifested it in my head, like this is what it would look like. And I would come to you and show it, and you'd be there like so impressed when they see their self actually there. Like it just sells it a little bit better, like, oh, I might want to get this advertising space. Okay, that's what it's gonna look like. Okay. Wow,
that's awesome. And that's kind of what I've been trying to do. That's why I got 2 sponsors, and I've been telling people like, this is what it's gonna look like. That's why I created the set, and I have my video podcast, because I want people to know if you help me sponsor, I'm gonna put your logo there, and you know what I mean. And I'm gonna talk to the guest about you. That's Maria Escobar. She sells Avon. She also works at the at the casino. She's the voice of the Toledo Casino, Hollywood Casino. And then I have Needle Masters, Dominic Garcia, and he's the one that does my tattoos. So that's why I'm doing the same thing you did. Just like you gave them the magazine. I'm trying to manifest it. I'm showing them this is what's possible.
Right.
Yeah. So that's awesome.
That's all you gotta do. You gotta have like little selling points when you're selling something. I call them basically like triggers, like just to push them over the edge. You know, when somebody's on the fence, it's like certain things you can say and just knock them over the edge. But if you already said it in your whole spiel, you don't have anything to go ahead and push them. So you got to kind of like save the good stuff. Save like a line, like think of a line or something.
Yeah, that's awesome. So
like, I got this many viewers, like just to go ahead, like, oh, I was thinking about it, but then he said that, like pushing me more toward the yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Joe to sponsor me so we can put his logo up there.
Yeah, you get a lot of sponsors.
So he can try to sign more people, and more people will know about him and what he's trying to do and promote people's music and stuff like that. Because I have a lot of artists on, so that's why. So okay, so the coupon book. So then, did it do good? Did you sell it, or did you give it out to people?
I gave it out for free. It was at the libraries. It had like a distribution list along with this, so like different stores, libraries. Just one of the free. It's almost like a newspaper. So like I told you, you can go in the back of the newspapers when you're selling advertising or selling sponsorships. These are people who have a marketing budget. They have a marketing budget, and that's what I learned from the book. It was some old white guy that wrote the book, and I just followed his blueprint. He's saying he did this when he was like in college. Like he's still constantly like, it's just something you can do randomly, but you have to have the time to just make the phone calls and like do the things that
So the people that were paying you were the people that were advertising with you, and you were putting coupons for their business and giving the magazine out for free.
Yep.
So that's good. That's smart.
Yep. I had like a lot of promoters here, Discovery Academy, like I can't even think. I'm probably forgetting because I haven't seen it in so long.
Mm-hmm.
I might need to pull them out and put them on the wall.
Yeah, so my sponsors could probably do that. Like, instead of me giving them a coupon, just say, hey, if you buy some Avon from Maria, you can get 20% off your Avon.
Absolutely.
That's like a coupon. Or get a tattoo from Dominic, and Dominic will give you, I don't know, $20 off your next tattoo. Like, I could probably talk to them, and then
definitely. And how she would know, like, she would know because, well, I don't know. Like, with me, since it's the actual physical book, like, if somebody uses the coupon, that's the proof that it worked right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's good enough, you know?
Yeah, because they get it right off from there.
Yeah, like that it came back around.
Mm-hmm. And that's how the advertisers know because somebody could say, hey, I heard on Yogi's podcast that you're going to give me 20% off the Avon. Yep. And then she'll know, oh, this is from Yogi. Yeah. So then it'll make her want to keep advertising with me. So that's something I need to talk to them about.
So that was like the beginning of me trying to be like a community figure. You and I just now talked about like how a business has to grow. Like when you kind of just, I don't know if we was on air or not. We just been sitting here, but like you just have to get started. Sometimes you have to get started and then things develop how they do. So it was kind of like that with the magazine. I was starting to begin to try to be like positive and be like a community person. Mm-hmm. I started saying like hashtag Queen of Ohio. Mm-hmm. That's my hashtag now. Okay. So the reason I use that is because I see myself as more so like a queen or a princess. Like that's the aura I would like to carry more than like a trap queen or, like, oh, she just raps so good. Like, no, I really, really want to be successful and I want to come back to my community and you're going to know who I am and you're going to know you can do whatever you want to do regardless. That's how I am. And that's the type of time I'm on. Like,
that's awesome. That's awesome. I love that. I love everything about that. The coupon book, but then after that, you want to be more about the community and all that. How did you get into like music and what was after the coupon book?
Well, at that time it was just in my mind to want to be like more of a community person, more of like, what can I do to like, be positive and like help the kids that are coming up under us and stuff like that. So it didn't really happen overnight. I feel like I'm more there now, but back then it's what I wanted. And I was more so just doing music. I started doing music. Oh my God, I don't even know how to explain. It's like something that never left. It was always there. Okay. Because even when you were young in the hood and they gave you the name, you were you've always been around music and stuff? Definitely. When you were going through all that turmoil and all that, were you rapping at that time or none of that? They were actually doing music. Like they were hanging with some celebrities. I won't say the name out in California because I spent some time there too. I was doing a little bit of music back then, but not going to the studio or anything. But you were around them kind of environments and stuff like that. Yeah. So when did you get back into it? Once after you got to Toledo, when did you start getting back into music? Being in prison, I knew that it was something I wanted to take seriously when I got out. So they had like a lot of magazines, a lot of like just different points of contact, and I always seen it like a business. So it was like, okay, this person is that, this person is that. I've never just been like, oh my God, Little Webby or whoever, what? Like, it's just like, what does this person do? Who is who? And like that, being in prison helped me read and figure that out, like who's who and stuff. Yeah, and then when you were in prison, you were planning your future. You was thinking about all that kind of stuff. Definitely. And then okay, so then writing music, writing books and movies. Oh, you were in there too? That's what I was doing. I wrote a book there, but it was very fictional, and it was so good. It ended up getting lost in the mail somewhere. But when I got out, I did go ahead and write a book because I felt that there were things that I wanted to just let out and never just speak on it again. If anybody wants clarity, you better go read my book. Yeah. Because like even today, we spoke about it, but it was like it wasn't all there. Yeah, it's fragmented for me though too. Of course, so I'm happy that I put it there because like if I want to revisit it, I can. But like, it's not a big major thing that's a part of my present day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know how I say that besides the grace of God, but it's just not something that I let.
But your book will go deeper into your story and tell us more about you, right?
Yeah,
and
the book is Confessions of a Madam. It's on Amazon Prime, Amazon.
Yeah,
is it called Amazon Prime?
Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon sells any books. That's how Amazon started. It was just a guy who's selling books in his garage.
Yeah, so that one is a digital book.
Mm-hmm.
It's just digital.
Yeah, you can buy it right on Amazon and listen to it. Mm-hmm. How about Audacity, or no, what's the other one where you can, Audible? Is it on Audible?
I thought about recording it and just putting it as that. It is a really good read though.
Oh, okay.
I thought about doing that. Like, go ahead and just release it onto like an audio.
Yeah, where you can read it.
Yeah.
That would be cool. You should do that one day. You read it yourself, and like that, you can put it on Audible. Audible is like where people listen to books. I listen to books while I'm working. I think it'll be a good idea, and then I'll be able to listen to it. I like to read books, but I haven't read a book since besides the Bible. I started to read the Bible, but I really haven't sat down and read a book since prison.
I'm the same way. I prefer an audio book.
It's hard to have time.
I prefer the audio.
Yeah, but it's good. Like you said, it's good to have a physical book to see. You know what was a good book that I learned a lot in prison? When I read The Power of Now. That's by Eckhart Tolle. It's like a book that Oprah Winfrey really promotes. It's like, it basically says, don't worry about like tomorrow, and don't worry about yesterday, because really this is the only moment that exists right now. That's kind of the gist. And I used to always worry about what was going to go on, or what happened. And The Power of Now opened my eyes to a lot of stuff. All right, so okay, you got back into music. Tell me a little bit about what was that whole process and stuff?
I started working with a modeling agency in Toledo because modeling has always been a part of my life too. Like when I was 15, my mom started taking me to different conventions and things, because things come into the city. I would make it to the next level. I made it. One of them I remember is Manhattan Model Search. Mm-hmm. So
they would go to a hotel and a bunch of people would go there, and then you would, yeah. I've heard of that.
And it was kind of scammy because they would try to sell you pictures or whatever, but there was the next level. If you made it to the next level, they'll bring you in front of some people. I remember meeting Wendy Williams was the host at one of them.
Yeah.
And it's just modeling, it wasn't anything new. It's just, this is modeling, and the music has always been a part of my life. My uncles used to play music in the garage at every get together, right out here in Swanton, Toledo.
So
music is just a big part of my life. But when I got out of prison, I ended up signing with the modeling agency here, and that's when they discovered a song that I had. When did I record this song? I don't even remember where I recorded this song at, but they heard it and sent me to some contest. Go and do a song, do that song up there. So I went and did it, and I won the contest. What you win was studio time. So that's how I ended up making my next song, and that one I had took it to Florida and stuff.
And then so how did how did you end up in Florida? You from Toledo? How did you end up in Florida? Your music led you that way? Your art, you started making movies? What led you?
Well, back when we used to travel a lot, that's one of the places that I used to go to. And I had a friend that I went to high school with. He moved to Florida because his mom moved to Florida. Toledo's got ties to Tampa that. So his mom it's this apartment in Tampa, and I came to visit, and I don't know, it just became a place that I knew about. I had did some showcases and things down there in the past.
Yeah. So what do you got?
Around the time when I was running the escort business and stuff.
Oh, okay. So you were always back and forth and going to Florida. So that's kind of that's your first home. You live there now.
I live there now. Yeah,
and Toledo's your second home. Well, Toledo's your first home, but
Toledo will always be home.
They're both your home. Yeah. So what do you got going on right now? You got a showcase coming up. You got what's all going on right now with your music, right?
Yeah.
And
with the new song, I got a song called "Say Yeah." It's out on all platforms, and it's a positive song. It's just an inspirational song. I feel like I was thinking about God when I made the song, and it just has very much of a worshipy vibe to me because I always go to like the real big churches and stuff like that. And you know, they play guitar and everything is live. Like, so for me, that song is just something that I feel like God wants me to go ahead and take it and take a step forward into it. I don't have to look behind me. You know, like a lot of times people are scared to do new things because they already worry about like how they're seen, or they worry about like, how do I need to be? And that's why I'm glad I don't have a label. Like, what if my label feels like I need to just be more like Sexy Red? I don't want to.
Yeah. Did you make kind of trap music and stuff like that before?
That's what I was doing before. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you feel
it's still out there. I always feel weird about like, it being available, but it's like, girl, you just gotta go ahead. Cause people like it, you know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of cussing and stuff.
Yeah.
Not nothing too raunchy.
But you feel like this is a new thing that you want to do, right? A new it's like me, it's like all of a sudden I feel more godly like, and I feel like I'm changing, and I don't even know what's going on, to tell you the truth. Do you have that feeling? Or it was a decision you made yourself, or do you feel like your whole body's just taking you a whole different way?
Yeah, it's the knowing.
Knowing.
It's the knowing. And like, you have to know that life is better in the way that you're being pushed to go. Like, that is the better life. Like, even just imagining the things that I'm doing. Like, for example, I have an event coming up called the Girl Power Summit 2024. So it's a basketball tournament. Girls ages 9 and 12 will be at the Doug. They're going to be playing basketball. We'll have public speakers. We're going to have some live performances, food and drinks. And basically... That's
here in Toledo?
Here in Toledo at the Frederick Douglass Center. You'll get the Frederick Douglass Center. Okay. You'll get some flyers and stuff. I'll make sure I...
Yeah.
You know, just so whoever comes in here, you can kind of like...
Yeah, and then you can if you send me the flyer, I can put it on this podcast too.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah, I can. My editor can put like a little clip of it on there.
Okay, we'll work that out. Yeah. Maybe that event will be sponsoring you for a month.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Because you know it's in June.
So
we'll have all of May.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we can do that. We can, if you want to, we can put it up there.
So that landed me another opportunity. I'm sitting there booking, making sure that the date is cool, and like talking to the director out there, Reggie Williams, and he was showing me the gym. Like, me and my daughter had left, and I'm like, wait a minute, we need to go back up the elevator. We didn't look at the gym. We kind of want to see what it's going to look like. So we go back up. I've got a little special needs daughter. She's 12. She's got autism. Okay. So I'm like, let's go back up, Rihanna. So we go back up, and we go in the gym. He shows it to me. And somehow I started telling him that I do music. Like, I'm very secretive about it. Like, you know what I mean? When you meet Anni Loc, I'll tell you at the last minute, like, yeah, that's me. Like, you know, like, so I told him, and then I like kind of played Someone Say Yeah, and he's like, you would be perfect to come. Like, I want to book you to come for the Juneteenth celebration. So they have a Juneteenth celebration on the 15th, and I'll be there performing too. Now that's going to be bounce houses in the parking lot, all of that type of stuff.
Oh, okay. So that's two different events. One is going to be your event?
Yep. One of them is a Girl Power Summit.
Girl Power Summit.
Yep.
And what does that all include? What's going on there?
It's basically teaching, not a lot of artists. I'm going to have one performer.
Okay.
Me. Well, I'm going to do Say Yeah. I'm going to do Say Yeah, and then a dance group. Like, some kids are going to come out and dance.
Yeah, that's cool.
We'll be there for the basketball game. 40 girls playing 3 games. You know, they're going to get their trophies. And it's just going to be a thing where they're showing what they learned, like, at the basketball camp. Because we're doing a 2-day camp. But it's going to be a really nice event.
Is there going to be speakers and stuff for the girls in the camp and all that? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and with these girls, where do they come from? Where do you get all these 40 girls?
Just the city. They're starting to reply to, like, the inquiries and stuff like that the parents are. So.
Okay.
Yep, and the Doug is helping. So it's just now getting in motion. You know, the city will start seeing the flyers and things like that at their schools, at the Doug, and etc.
Okay, that's cool. That's awesome that you're
Sponsored by King's Castle Entertainment. That's what's, because you said it's at my event. It's King's Castle Entertainment.
King's Castle Entertainment.
Absolutely.
Okay. But you're helping them with all this stuff, right?
Yeah, it's my brain power.
It's your brain power.
It's my idea.
Okay. Yeah, and then you have to find people to help you sponsor it and all that stuff.
Yes, a lot of phone calls. Like,
yeah,
It's not fun, but I'm sure it's fun when you get things going. So.
Yeah, and plus you're helping the community, and that's beautiful because you've been through a lot, and that's what you planned. You told me when you got out of prison, you wanted to help them. You want to help, and this is what you do.
And that's what I love.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the main thing is that
And
those girls are gonna get a good message because that's what I do remember about Toledo. I remember having. It's something that we have every year. I forget the name of some of these events, but it's something because we don't have that much. You know, it's kind of small, but I do remember going to like some show and everybody was there, and I remember seeing like this artist. She was just probably not even a big artist. She was from Detroit, and she had like these dancers with her, and I just remember thinking like, wow, I would like to do that. Like this is cool, you know.
Yeah,
and that's the mind of a kid, you know, like who.
Yeah.
Maybe I wouldn't be doing events if I never went to any. I don't know. Like maybe you wouldn't think about being a runner if you never seen a runner. You know, there's all these people that I feel like the kids need to have access and knowledge about, like access to and knowledge about. Even the girls playing at UT, like I'm gonna hook these kids up that come through this program.
Yeah. Have you been reaching out to them?
Yeah, I'm reaching out to everybody.
Okay.
We reaching out to everybody this week.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Started Monday.
Yeah, because I think that's beautiful, especially if you have some of those girls showing them that more is possible, you know?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah, because I was thinking like, I just had a thought in my head, but I can't remember. You being a positive role model to these girls, I was thinking, like you said you seen somebody come because the artist, you seen an artist and that inspired you to do something.
Absolutely.
Back in the day, you said you didn't know what that event was called, but back in the day, the Juice 107.3, Charlie Mack and all them, they would have events where they would have local artists and stuff. But I don't know if they're doing it like that no more. A lot of radio stations, they aren't doing as much as they used to.
Well, what's going on is we're the ones in our 30s now. It's like, what y'all gonna do? That's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's our time.
It's our time to do it.
And a lot of people, I don't want to point fingers, but it's not about us. Like, it's not about me right now, you know?
Trying to help the community.
Definitely. Not that I can save the world, but it's a little, I've done enough clubs. Like, I've DJ'd over 80 events in Florida. So, like, yeah, what's up, Toledo?
So you DJ too?
What's gonna, you know, make my heart glow. Let me do what's gonna consider me to myself, what I'm gonna consider taking a step forward. Like, let me do that.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful to help, man, because like this is why I created this podcast, because eventually I want to help. I want to go to these events. I want to do something. I want to inspire people. I want to inspire young kids, show them that, hey, you don't have to just, you know, do this. You could actually have a platform. Once I create this platform, once it gets big enough, I'll be able to help more, and I'll be able to help other people and help people grow. And the same thing with you. You're creating your platform, and eventually you'll be able to help more girls. Like that you said 4 teams of 40 or something?
Well, it's 40 altogether because there's
40.
3 teams.
Oh, 10 person each team. That's a lot. You're going to be able to help 40 girls to at least spark a different idea of what they have every day at home.
Definitely.
And that's beautiful.
Even if it helps you remember, people learn different things from programs. Like, I always kept my kids in sports. Like, it was good about teamwork. It's good about, you know, there's always just things to correct and things that you can point out. And whether it's the drills, like one kid might feel like, oh, I got better at basketball that year, or I felt confident to play that year, or, you know, just different things like that. Because they're going to show off at the game, and we're going to be cheering for them, and that's what it's all about, you know.
Yeah.
I want to encourage the parents to start, you know, getting more involved.
Yeah. Is this
and have fun. Like, it's fun to be involved with your kids.
Yeah. Is this going to cost the parents or the children any money? Is this like all like free or what?
Well, they pay a fee. Every time we do sports, there's a fee. But I feel like a normal tournament would be like $150. The fee for each child is $25, and they're gonna have a jersey, a t-shirt, and all that stuff.
You gotta pay for the jerseys, make all the stuff and everything. So there is just a small fee. $25 is nothing. Like a guy, like there's these guys around here. They're like the dope boys. They could pitch in $100 and get 4 girls in there. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, right. See, I wanted to make it accessible though. I feel like that's a good, nice, accessible program.
Of course, that is. That's beautiful.
You go ask your mom, she's gonna say yeah. Like, we'll figure it out.
Your mom will figure it out for $25. But what I'm saying, there's a lot of guys out here and women that got enough money where they could sponsor some girls too. So even as because there's some girls that don't have even $25 in this world.
That's a good idea. That's a good offer to.
Of course, so like
them to help out because people want to be involved with it. Like
People
I've
wanna be-
noticed a good reaction to it. So
There's-
I'm excited.
yeah, because well, I was gonna say there's a young guy that does football camps, and sometimes the kids it's like $60 a kids, but sometimes the kids don't have the money. But there's grown coaches and stuff that they'll give, they'll pay for 2 kids to go to the football camp and stuff like that. So, that would
Yeah,
be
I think
good.
I have that available for them.
Yeah, to get involved, so you can, because some girls will probably be like, I would like to go, but man, I don't have the money, and my mom's so, but maybe a local person from the city could pay for 4 girls to go.
Right.
Yep. Okay, so
And that'll be their way of being involved in the event. I
Yeah.
like that. See, we
Yeah.
giving each other ideas.
Yeah.
Hey.
so besides that, okay, you do movie, okay, there's another, you said you did movies and you do DJing. Tell me a little bit about your movies or your DJing, one or the other, or both.
I'm not too passionate about DJing. It's just a job. It was a job
Oh, okay.
because King's Castle Entertainment is my husband's company. It's
Okay.
an entertainment company.
Okay.
So I juggle a few hats there.
You help him run that too.
Definitely.
So the DJing was just to help out, and you know how to what songs to play at certain events and stuff like that
Oh yeah.
because of your music background and
I
stuff.
do different genres.
How about, okay, so you said you made a movie. We talked a little bit about it, but how did you become an actress and how did you make movies? Because how does someone from Toledo, how does a 16-year-old girl get into movies or making movies? Like, how did you get into movies? Is it Florida?
I flew a
Was it in
while
Florida?
here in 2017, and I decided I want to make a movie, and I just started thinking of the storyline of a movie, and I started writing it down as it was a script, which now I know there's a certain way scripts are supposed to look. In every field that you go into, there's a certain way you do this or this or that. It wasn't the proper way to write a script, but I still put an ad on Craigslist. I started recruiting some people, and I had a meeting at the library. I rented out like one of those meeting rooms at the library, and I told them like, yeah, I need this room from like 5 to 7, and they're like, okay, that's fine. I'm like, it's okay if I bring pizza in there. So I'm like telling these actors, people who want to be actors, they're like, I'm telling them, come to the rehearsal. Like I told them ahead of time. First of all, I told them the whole schedule. I'm like, I'm gonna have you come to a rehearsal and another rehearsal, and then we're gonna be shooting da 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 da. So like the first rehearsal, I had pizza and everybody came, and we kind of like introduced, and I made them play some games so they feel comfortable with each other. I want y'all to look normal on screen together. And it was like, that was my start in filmmaking. I sat there and shot a movie called Live Fast, Die Young.
Live Fast, Die Young.
Yep.
And what was it? Toledo what?
Toledo Turf.
Toledo Turf.
And it's called Toledo because it was a series. It was a production company out of Florida that I was in contact with, this guy, Don Juan. And he's like, let's do one for Toledo. Because they did like Chicago, Miami. He just goes around shooting movies and stuff. So he was supposed to do mine, and we like had some issues with the editing. This is why I do a lot of things on my own. See, I'm married to a person that we can just, our stuff is in the house. The editor lost something in Chicago, and then I had my production down there, and he was acting like maybe I was gonna steal my footage because I shot my footage. But as far as what went on here, I realized that I can do this myself. I don't have to outsource so much because sometimes that causes problems. Sometimes, but if I could just kind of keep it tight, then I'll be okay. Like I had all actors from here. I had hired 2 cameramen. They were here, so they were all good. Like I got my footage, but it's like when you're dealing with too much, people get really scared when they think it's like money on the line. That's something I learned too. Like, entertainment is like a jackpot. Like people think this song might hit or that movie might hit.
Yeah. So you actually made your own movie. You weren't just an actress. You were like a filmmaker.
And I'm in that movie too.
Oh, you're in the movie, but you created it. You wrote it. You shot
I
it.
directed it.
Wow, that's awesome.
So that one's only on YouTube. Then you got Debit Card Life Matters. That's on Tubi.
Okay.
It was on Prime. I don't know if it's still on Prime. You know, they move their movies around a little bit.
Wow, that's awesome. I never knew that. So you made your own movies. Do you still do that?
Yeah, we have some coming up.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Are
I
you
have
still?
a educational set of. I don't know if I should call it a movie. What would we call that? There's this educational set that's coming up with.
It's like a series type deal or no? Is it different episodes or just one big long?
So yeah, a series with different episodes. So it's gonna be like kids safety, and then the other one is like kids educational, the educational set. So we're trying to figure out like exactly how we're gonna sell these and stuff like that. Of course, YouTube is free, so that's like a part of the marketing. Like kids look at what they like, but we're like getting all of that worked out and figured out now.
That's awesome. And so you're so focused on kids now because you're a mom. Tell me a little bit about your kids.
Okay. I have 5 kids.
5 kids, okay.
What can I say?
I mean, like you said, one of them had what'd you say? She has autism.
Autism,
and
definitely. I have one boy. He's 18. My daughter is 17. My other daughter is 12. She has autism. And I have another 2 daughters. One is 8 and one is 5.
Okay. So is that the reason why you feel so close to the kids now? You're a mom.
It's like more reflective. When I look at business, I look at what would I want to consume? What would I buy?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we definitely got some grown-up movies coming up too. I'm working on one called Outside. Like that's in production right now in Florida. And then the other one is Pretentious.
Pretentious.
You probably like Pretentious.
So
about a guy going crazy and I'm like the voice in his head.
Oh, okay. Dang, that's pretty good. That's pretty cool stuff. I thought about doing something like that, like making a little movie for my podcast, just to grow my podcast, or not a movie, like a skit or something.
Yeah, like more content.
Yeah, more content. But I still haven't figured everything out. I still haven't figured out this whole podcast thing. I'm still learning and still. But okay, so you're from Florida, but you keep.
Are you wanting to shoot a movie? Are you wanting to shoot like a short film?
I would do something like that. I just don't know exactly.
And like figure out what you wanted to do.
Yeah, my editor was thinking about shooting a movie, but we still haven't figured it all out. So, but I mean, we need help because me and him don't even know exactly what we're doing. But I was gonna ask you, like, you're with your boyfriend and all that stuff. So you guys have like a family now, and you're more of a family woman, right?
I'm married.
You're married? Okay,
I got married.
I didn't know. That's why I said boyfriend, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I got married in 2020.
Married in 2020? Okay. And then is he the father of your kids too, or no?
Yeah, we don't have to talk about that.
Oh, okay. No,
We're a blended family. He's
okay.
Not all of them. He's not the father.
Yeah. I was just.
I should have just said that. Not all of them.
Yeah, I figured because one you said is 18 years old, so I was like, yeah, that's So I was trying to get at like you guys are like a united family.
Oh yeah.
Trying to work on like being like a productive family because the thing I keep thinking is you are from Florida, but you keep coming up here and doing things for Toledo and the community. So it's like you have to have a solid family to do that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So that's what I was trying to get at. Like you got like a nice solid family now. Can you tell me a little bit about your family, like the solid life, like of what you guys are trying to do?
Okay, so my husband, who I keep talking about, his name is Zobo. Well, he goes by Zobo69. He's a comedian. And by the way, he's got me on a lot of shows with comedians. I've worked with Bubba Dub. I've worked with Doodle Brown. People from Comic View. What was it? Genesis from Comic View. You had like a few people that the names are slipping, but he already had 5 kids too. So you know what I mean? Like he's a little older than me and he's like got kids already. Some of them have children. None of them ain't as old as me, but so that's
good.
Get out my business. But yeah, with our age, we have an age gap relationship, but I'm a grown woman and he's been very supportive and has been like a really large part of keeping my head on straight. As far as just the things that I want to do, like we have a nanny. We have, if that's what you're asking about, like we have definitely support. Like right now, my son is with his little sister. Like he's grown, you know, he's grown enough, not all the way grown, but he's 18.
So he makes sure that things are, you know, going good, going smooth. He takes care of you. He's letting you follow your dreams. He's not holding you back. He's not, like, you've been in some crazy situations. So like, I was just trying to, like, I want to know like how good, but you explained it to me, like, because a good relationship coming from a good man will lead you to good things. Right. And I see all the good things you guys are doing. So I just wanted to touch on him a little bit, just to give the audience a little bit of, like, you're not alone in this. You have your family, you know, your husband, your kids. And I want people to know that it's hard when you're doing it all by yourself. But when you have that structure of a family, that's how you can follow your dreams, because you have a backbone.
True.
You know what I mean? That's what I wanted to touch on, that because I feel a lot of people right now, they don't really care too much about getting married. They don't care too much about having a family. A lot of people are like all about themselves, and it's hard to do everything all by yourself.
Right.
That's the only reason why I wanted to make sure to touch on your kids and your family, because you've brought up your kids and your family throughout the interview, and I wanted to make sure that we bring them up and, you know, just acknowledge them and show that you cannot do this all by yourself. You know, you need help. Do you have anybody that cleans your house?
Yeah, me.
Yeah, okay. Because I clean houses, so I was just wondering.
I've used a lady before.
Yeah.
But we don't really like people. We don't like
people inside your stuff.
House. Yeah, help and stuff like that. I think that if I ever had help and stuff in the house, they would, like, even my assistant, I need an assistant now. I was telling you that. We just have to be cool, you know, like I just have to be comfortable enough with her. Like, I probably wouldn't just grab a family member or somebody too close, but like we'll have to be
compatible
on a very comfortable level.
Yeah,
and he doesn't like that. Like, there is no comfortable level with a stranger, probably. Like,
yeah, coming inside your house, because like I have to go in and clean people's, like, you know, master bedrooms, bathrooms. I do this all day, every day. I clean residential houses for doctors and lawyers, and it's people that are just too busy with their life, and they can't, you know what I mean? They don't got time to clean their toilets, and that's what I do. This podcast I do, this is just for fun. I really do. I have Toledo's Best Cleaning, and I clean residential houses, and I clean rental properties and businesses and stuff like that.
But so that's why you get to have fun, though. That's why you get to do what you want to do.
Yeah. That's what brings me the money to actually spend it on this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I was just wondering if you had someone, because you said you did have a nanny or whatever. So I was like, I wonder, in my mind, I'm like, I wonder if she has someone cleaning her house.
But he's known her for so long. Like, this is somebody that, has been like a friend of the family for so long. That
just helps you raise your kids and takes care of stuff.
Oh, yeah. And like comments on everything that we wear. Oh, y'all look so good. Like, she's so sweet. Like,
and does she help you with laundry? And
we
stuff
like almost tired of it. Like, oh my God, Vanda, but it's good. Like, that's good. Like, you need that. Like, okay.
It's a positive.
Don't get tired of that. She's cute.
It's a positive mindset. You need that around you, and that's how I feel. Like me, when I go in people's houses, I respect them. If they're there, hi, how you doing? Exactly. I try not to say, you know, I'm a man, so I don't say you look good to the ladies or nothing. But I'm always nice to everybody. And some ladies like, hi Yogi, how you doing? And give me a hug and just like respect. And I've earned so much love and respect from all of these people. And I've only been out of prison in 5 years. And in 5 years, I've created this like huge, like, you know, me, my mom, and my team have created a huge residential cleaning service here in Toledo. And we're trying to I named it the best cleaning, Toledo's Best Cleaning, because I didn't even know that we were gonna be, but I pride myself in trying to become the best cleaning business.
Wow.
And try to give people value for what they pay for, because it's not cheap, you know.
So do you feel like it's a lot of, like, I don't know, what area are you
I clean all over Toledo, Sylvania, Swanton, Holland, Findlay, Port Clinton. I don't have too many like in the east side or north. It's usually people like well off, because I charge anywhere from like 100 to 200 to more per clean. The only like east side houses is like west side, south side that I really clean is rental properties, because I clean rental properties. So when people move out, they leave them all tore up, and then I have to go in and clean, and I'll scrub walls and stuff.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I had like the lady do. I had her do like not just regular cleaning up our clothes and stuff. Like, you know, she did the kitchen and stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
Into the stove and things.
Yeah, so that's what I do. I clean the stoves, kitchens, bathrooms. I don't do people's laundry or none of that. I just go in and I do.
That'd be annoying if they left it there, like.
Yeah.
Like, are y'all
there was
living
one
like
lady.
this? No, but you're not allowed to say that.
No, there's one lady that hired me and told me if I could do a couple loads of laundry while I'm there. As long as they tell me that from the beginning, I can put that in the price, and I can actually throw in a couple loads while I'm there. But I've never been like, okay, that this is exactly what I'm gonna do. And every house is different. So I go in, I give them a quote for what they want. So some people want me to make their beds, some people don't. Some people want me to do this, do that, and I just do whatever they say. And then I'll do add-ons. So like, I just clean your house regular, but then today you want me to clean your cabinets. I said, okay, I'll clean your cabinets for $30 more. And then I'll wipe down the cabinets. And I'll do that kind of stuff. I always do like little add-ons. If you want your baseboards done, it's gonna be 30 more bucks or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, why do you guys keep coming back to Toledo and keep doing things for Toledo? Is it because you're from here, or is it because you feel that Toledo needs you?
Right, so one of my kids lives here with her dad. My son actually lives here. He got his own apartment here.
Okay.
So like Toledo, my kids are here.
Okay.
So it's like nothing anybody can say to be like,
this is home.
to think it's strange. You know what I mean? Like even me telling you that, it's like, oh, okay, well, yeah.
Yeah, this is home. This is home to you.
It's home.
Yeah.
It is.
So you feel like you always.
I don't hate it. I love it.
Yeah.
I do. I just do. Like,
You miss it?
and it's not that I miss it. It's just that it makes you being other places makes you appreciate it. Even being in like the small towns in Alabama, like you think of all the things they have potential for. Like, oh my God, they could use this, they could use that. But like, I'm from a town where the market is missing several things. You know, a lot of people do the same things. Like we do have a lot of businesses here, but it's a lot of food. It's a lot of space also for some other businesses. Like in Florida, I do, which I don't really bring that one up here, but I have a hair business. Anni Loc Beauty is hairstyling. So I'm a licensed braider.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
From Ohio, because you don't need a license in Florida. It's a skill. Like they just count it as a skill. And I kind of agree with that too. I feel it's cultural, but that's a whole nother conversation. You shouldn't be making me get a license to
do hair.
Yeah, not to braid hair. I've been braiding since I was 8 years old. Like, so, you know, it's like a cultural thing. Like, this is, I learned this from home. You can't tell me.
So you have like a little salon down there?
No, I don't have a salon.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, in my home.
Okay.
The Lux Braid Lounge is inside of our house. And then I go out, but I go to, I don't know, these people, they live in like gated communities. Some of them, they got to give you the code to get in the gate. Just different people. But what I noticed is what I noticed was coming to me more is what I made my specialty. So it is kids. So that's another reason why, like in our entertainment business, like I can't just hand somebody these kids my QR code. I'm not about to give their mom my QR code with my music on there. What if she feel like it's too trappy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's not the same image, and it ain't like it all has to blend into the same image. But I just like being genuine, and that the way that my music, the direction my music is going now, is more genuine to who I am.
Okay.
Is what I feel. But I go to different places, and it's like just a convenience thing. It's like some of the kids it might be a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old. Like I've got one of them like easily $300 every time I leave the house, and it's a pleasant experience.
Yeah.
Like wash your hair, and the mom is on the computer. Like I don't know what. I don't ask too many questions, but like some of them I've gotten kind of close to.
Yeah, that's dope. So when you braid people's hair, do you like kind of like a therapy type session, talk to them, they talk to you, something like that? Like I've seen this girl, I interviewed this girl from Toledo, and she does braids, and I listen to her sometimes, and she'll do like some like, it's like, you know, just talking girl talk, you know what I mean? But it's like almost like helping. Her name's Chevy. I'm sorry. I interviewed Chevy. She's like got a big internet following right now. I've seen part of that. And then she does braids, but she also talks to them, and it's kind of interesting. And she has like different like controversial stuff. Like she doesn't bash. She thinks that young girls like shouldn't be like you know, following all that like sexy red and all this stuff. Like she wants more like entrepreneurship and stuff like that. So that's the kind of stuff that she talks
about.
about.
Like I like her. Like I know that she's on that type of time, definitely. That's what I did see in that interview. I watched that part. Did you put like a clip? Where did I see this at?
Yeah, I put a clip.
I think that's how I learned about you for real. I was like, oh, look at this. It's cool.
Yeah, she shares my stuff too. And then not only that, but I interviewed her like a long interview, but I also broke it up into little clips and I put it all over my social media because I wanted to like, you know, get more viewers. I'm gonna do that with this episode too. This episode is gonna go long form on YouTube, but I also put it on this AI system called Opus Clip. Opus Clip, you take a long form video and you just copy it and you put it on into Opus Clip. Opus Clip will actually break it down and give you a ranking of which clip, and then those clips I can put it on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and wherever the, you know how right now we're making a video, it's sideways, but this one will actually put it like that and you can put it all over your social media. Okay. It's called Opus Clip AI. It's part of ChatGPT and all that stuff.
That makes it easier to just have the right format for each platform.
Yeah, and you can make the clips. You can put 60-second clips. You can put 2-minute clips or whatever, and you can it puts automatically the words and all that kind of stuff on there. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that I want. Oh, okay. So we're talking about that, about the young girls, right? Mm-hmm. What do you think about that? Like how Chevy's talking and like so a lot of young girls from Toledo are just watching the I mean, you made that music, that kind of music, and you said you're like trying to change your image. So how do you feel about young girls just following that trap music and all that kind of stuff? Do you have any opinion on that kind of stuff?
I love trap music. I just believe in class and tact.
Mm-hmm. To have class, because you're a businesswoman now, right? You have all these businesses, and like I think that we should, I don't know, but I think we should all try to push young girls to be more businesslike and
do other things. Like that's the only image that we see. Like, yeah, I understand what she's saying then. Like, yeah, but I'm not against trap music myself. I feel like the art of trap music, I have understanding for it. So like it is what it is. Yeah. You could be telling a story about your past. You could be talking about what you want to do to a person. Like you could, it's trap music. Like it's very uncensored. So my thing is, it's not for everybody. So when somebody like Sexy Red can go to a school and then get mad that they asked her to leave because she smelled like weed, we don't want you to talk to the kids. Don't get in your car and make a video. I feel like she should have got canceled for that. Why did your people go record you? Mad that you leaving the school. Oh, I'm about to start a riot. I'm about to start a riot for what? Just like I believe in class and tech, like I just said. Like a lot of people rap.
Yeah, and you look at it more like a business type deal. Because you even told me that from the beginning. You always look at things as a business, like with the business eye to it. You don't look at it as like just like the music. You're looking at it, the money, the
Definitely,
it can create,
but not too much to the point where I'll do something that's ingenuine to me. Because you gotta live with that. If you say something raunchy and that's what ends up blowing up, like you gotta keep going on stage doing that, even if you don't believe in it. And I don't agree with that for myself.
Yeah. So kind of like put out the stuff that you really want to agree with, because at the end of the day, what if they want this song become super famous? You gotta sing that for the rest of your life.
That part. That's real. Like that's really what's going on out here with some people, not with everybody.
Yeah. So is there?
Some of them probably just do drugs and start like, you know what? I might as well get into what I'm doing. It's making me money, so like I'm really gonna be about this life. It makes them worse. Like it's not making you rap in general. It's not making you better as a person. Now is it, sis? Yeah. You know, like
absolutely. You gotta try to. You try
to keep an image that's bad.
Yeah, because okay, so if you listen to a song and it's whatever, let's say it's raunchy, and even if it's catchy, doesn't mean you have to go do it, right?
Right.
Like you don't have to go do all that stuff. You can just listen to it.
If some kids come in here, but yeah, dude, like I believe in like fun. I believe in grown-ups being grown-ups. I believe in like still wearing my heels if I want. Like I believe in separation, and you can tell that because I'm a person that has so many different sides of me. I done sat here and mentioned braiding hair. I done mentioned filmmaking. I mentioned modeling. It's like, how do you do all these things, girl?
Music, everything.
Publishing. Like, are you serious? Like, and I'm a mom. You know what I mean? I'm talking about parenting, like really like high level parent. I'm a homeschool, like I homeschool my kid.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's like,
how do you do all of this?
you are allowed to. You realize you're allowed to.
Oh yeah. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think they just got to work at Jeep and that's it.
You work at Jeep Jeep is a good job, but what else you can do so much with Jeep money.
So much more.
You can do a lot with Jeep money.
Yeah, you could do a side business, you could do this, you could buy vending machines, you can do that, there's so much more. I just get frustrated when people think they just have to have one job and that's it. Cause I do so much other stuff. I don't only just clean houses, I clean businesses, I clean restaurants, I clean this, I do this podcast, I do all types, I all kinds of stuff.
But you have understanding, like you have understanding of something starting and being small, and it's okay. Like a lot of people just want the quick, like they picture the business, like your vision is not what's gonna happen the next day. Your vision, like you just better pray that you get it one day, you know, like, cause it's only your vision, but you have to build that.
Yeah. And I love everything you said. You've created everything before you actually created it, right? With your vision. Yep. Like every little thing you did, you said you manifested it to get to that point.
Definitely. And the most thing that was prominent in my mind is like, it's very important to me to be a wife. It's very important to me to be remembered as a certain type of mom in my kid's life. Mm-hmm. So like that's apart from what I do when I go out the door. When I go out the door, like I'm allowed to be me, you know, like people, I guess they don't feel that they can do all these things. Like, you probably can, or either I'm like really ADHD, but it's working for me. Yeah, but
like, okay, so scheduling, do you have a hard time scheduling everything and doing everything? Is that the most hardest part?
The hard part about scheduling is actually doing it, but no, when I am at the top of my day, it's fine. The day is better when I have like a lot of things on my schedule. If I don't have anything to do, then I get anxiety because I'm thinking of all these things I could do. Like, are you gonna get them through those graphics? Are you gonna do like, girl? Yeah, and I read in the Bible it said like, don't stress about tomorrow because today you have enough stress. So like you can like schedule stuff, but like focus on this day and try to create the best day possible this day. And then tomorrow when that next thing comes, focus on that thing. Right. Some people are sitting right here with me, but thinking about what they're gonna do tomorrow or something. Right. And then this is where we should be. We have to be in a conversation between me and you. And that's how we're gonna stay focused on, like, cause like I need to stay focused on what you're telling me because I've never met you before today. If I start thinking about next week's podcast, then I won't actually listen to what you're saying. And I need to listen because when you talk about your kids or your husband, I need to make sure, or you're talking about movies, I need to go back because you're gonna be talking. I need to remember that so I can go back and say, hey, how about the movies? Or how about your kids? How about your husband? I need to stay inside this conversation. And I've learned that because I have had conversations with people where I'm outside of the conversation and I'm not even focusing on the actual guest right in front of me. And then at one time I had questions wrote right there, and then by the time you're answering the first question, I'm over here looking at my next question and I'm not even listening to the answer. And then that was horrible too. I couldn't. So I like this, the way we did it today. Mm-hmm. I got to meet you. You told me all kinds of stuff about your life. Is there anything we're missing? Is there anything that you wanted to like talk about or anything like that? Do you think we touched on everything that you came here? What was your goal to for the podcast? What was your agenda? And did we get it all or no? Oh, we definitely got it all. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure I put my voice over here. Like, when it comes to media, I am reaching out to who's busy, you know, like, and you're doing your thing, you know, so I wanted to come over and share who I am, you know, with everything that's going on in my life and everything. And with you growing, it's just good to make contact and, you know the important people in the city. Not that anybody is less important, but like when I had the coupon book, it was mostly like business owners and things I ran into. So now I'm moving into the realm of community. Like I'm going to pay attention to that. But as a person that do music, like I'm still, you know, I want to shake hands with, you know, the people doing media, and you're doing hella some media here.
That's beautiful.
We got on microphones and stuff.
Yeah, I appreciate you so much for even giving me the opportunity to sit with you. And you are my lucky 101. You're my episode 101.
Oh,
so
wow.
This will be Saturday comes out episode 100. And then this next Saturday will be episode 101, and then you are at 101. So this is like my next step in my new journey. I always said at episode 100 I was gonna have this party, but I never found the sponsors and everything to have it. Mm-hmm. But you're my this is like my next journey, and I'm actually changing my whole feel, my podcast. You see how I try to be more quiet and try to let you talk? I used to always implement a lot of my stuff, I did talk a little bit about my prison and stuff because you was bringing it up and it sparked something, but I want to focus more on the guest.
Right.
I want the guest to, I don't want to learn everything about you beforehand because I want us and the viewers to get to meet you at the same exact time. So I appreciate you 100%, and you came on time. You didn't play me. You didn't ghost me. I've been any situation you can think of. Already happened.
So you'll know to say that when I get bigger and when you get big, like, yeah, I know Yogi from my town. You'll be like, yeah, I know Anni Loc. I'm Anni Loc.
Yeah, and then when you start if you say you got a podcast or one day when you start anything like that.
Oh yeah, that StreamYard's gonna be up soon. We doing girl power. I'm taking this girl thing.
Yeah, and then we can always
talk about.
We can always have you back on, or maybe you can have me on, or my wife. My wife is trying to do community things, and because if it's girl power, maybe we can link up. This is my podcast. Remember earlier you asked me what I want to do. I want to build relationships. Mm-hmm. I want to, like you said, I want to shake hands with people. Definitely. I want to get to know people, and I want to learn. So that's what I'm doing, and I appreciate you so much.
All right, I hope I was able to teach because I learned a little bit, and I enjoyed myself here.
Yeah,
so thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for watching Big Yogi'Z Garage, and make sure you follow Anni Loc. What's your social media so people can follow your social media? So
the Instagram is princess_Anni_Loc, or you can just type in Anni Loc. My name is spelled ANNILOC. So you can find me Anni Loc on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere else. TikTok. That's another one. I'm on TikTok also.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for watching Big Yogi'Z Garage. Make sure you subscribe, you share, make sure you follow Annie. I appreciate you guys so much. And as always, let go and let God. Let's go.